This is my humble letter, laced with humility and meekness, to the current Primate and Archbishop of Kenya's Anglican Holy Communion, His Worship the Most Reverend Jackson Nasore Ole Sapit, PhD. If this letter comes to you, my bishop, I wish to address you as follows. Praise the name of the Lord, my bishop, the 6th Archbishop of the province of Kenya's Anglican Communion, the Church of England. Receive my greetings as a sheep amongst your congregation, O my shepherd. My heart is heavy as I address you this morning, and the cause of my sorrow and solitude this morning draws from the recent deaths of our young people, the recent disappearances of young souls. Seeing that when Gen Z came to the street, my bishop, they enumerated the issues they thought were wrong in their country, and they gave their solution without blinking or fear whatsoever. My bishop, one of the demands that our young people were bringing to the country relates to the Church of God within the Republic of Kenya. For far too long, my bishop, the church has been a conduit of wickedness that politicians have made a platform of their maneuvers. My bishop, Most Reverend Dr. Sapit, yesterday on the occasion of consecration of Kayole ACK, I was flabbergasted and shocked to see that before the blood of the dead young people dries, politicians were back in their element, spewing toxicity, speaking lies, and preaching hatred against their perceived enemies and for their selfish interests. My lordship, the bishop. These politicians were led by none other than the Deputy President of the Republic, Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua. He was accompanied by a notorious band of hate-speaking politicians who spoke all the mess you would never want to hear. My bishop, although I sent a letter to the presiding bishop, Most Reverend Joel Waweru, in my language of Gikuyu, I would want to send this to you, my bishop, seeing that you are the ultimate shepherd and leader of those who shepherd God's people. My bishop, one of the demands for the dead young people was that there should no longer be business as usual in churches, and that preachers should no longer be the conduit for politicians' dirty tactics and murderous antics through their tongue. My bishop, I thought that when the president declared that he had heard them and that he was going to act, I thought that we were going to live amongst the best days of our time. But yesterday, my hopes were blasted, and I haven't recovered yet. Part of the reason why I sent this letter to you orally. My bishop, Most Reverend, the leader of the shepherds of the Anglican Communion in Kenya, the province beloved by the King of England, and the presiding bishop, Justin Welby. I am asking you with honor and with respect deserving your officer to rein on the synod of your bishops. Ask all the 37 dioceses to ensure that the church does not become the space where the politicians are inciting Kenyans. The church does not become the platform where they are lying, that the church stops hosting politicians, even if their dirty money becomes scarce. My bishop, your lordship, most reverend, Dr. Nasore Sapit, ask these 37 bishops to stop hosting politicians forthwith. The Lord our God shall provide for the church. The church does not need the politicians' money. The Lord shall provide all the needs of the bishops and the church. If the politician must blackmail the church for their money, ask the bishops to at least mourn the dead young heroes and soldiers for this year. Don't allow any bishop out of their own interest to host these politicians who are dividing the church in the middle, who are dancing on the graves of our young people. They remind me of the old French tradition that was called Danse Macabre, where people dance on the grave of the people they kill as a mockery of the sanctity of life. My bishop, you have 37 bishops. Although they are semi-autonomous, prevail and reign upon them to stop politicizing the microphone. Mr. Rigathi Gachagua and all the politicians who attended yesterday's congregation did damage more than it can ever be imagined. My bishop, if politics will be spoken in church, my bishop, let it be by the bishops, chastising the government, chastising the president, chastising the deputy, chastising the parliament, chastising the county governors, chastising us, the followers, to be straight forward and honest with the sheep of the Lord. Let us not entertain the highness in churches, Mr. Bishop. And if you do this, I know, because I have no standing to address you, I know that the Lord uses the blunt of weapons like I to reach the messages of goodwill to powerful men like you. The Church of England serves the King and the kingdom. And through the kingdom and the King, the goodness of the Lord is preached. This government, your honor, sir, most reverend bishop, has a 5-year mandate. This is the 3rd year that began in this September. They will be here for 2 more years. If anything can be done, let it be to bring them to delivery of the service and not to sabotage this government. We don't have much time. My bishop, I don't have much to say, but pass my greetings to the provosts in the Canterbury Holy Communion, the one Reverend Wainaina. He would say what I am saying if I did not say it. I am sure, most Reverend the Bishop, Archbishop of Kenya, you will act and you will call your brothers in the Catholic and PCA, Archbishop Philip Anyolo of Catholic Communion, and Reverend Motahi Vego of PCA, amongst other like Pefa, most Reverend Okida. Prevail upon bishops and your churches to stop mocking the dead young people, because they have been killed asking for the church to account for its role of bringing back the gospel in its purity and avoiding the division of the politicians, because it looks like the politicians we have now is the only existential threat and curse that we have bequeathed over time. Thank you very much, Most Reverend Dr. Jackson Nasore Ole Sapit, the 6th Archbishop of the Church of God, the Church of England, the Anglican Church of Kenya. This message is not restricted to you alone, my bishop, but to every preacher of Word of God in Kenya. Thank you.